Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm really excited about our energy spa session today. We're going to be working on transmuting fear and anxiety into being guided and supported. Fear and anxiety into being guided and supported. So it's a really important session today, and I'm really glad that you're joining us. So it'd be great if you take a couple easy deep breaths and just relax into it. And this is Art Geiser. I'm the creator of Energetic NLP. And Energetic NLP is this very special and unique combination, blend, synthesis of NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which is a very powerful system for deep personal transformation. The most famous person in the field is Tony Robbins, and he does his own Tony Robbins thing on everything he does. But the core of his ability to transform people's lives, the core of that power, comes from his training in NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. I combine NLP with spiritual principles, transformative energy work, healing energy work, and I help people open up their own miraculous abilities to work with energy, to open up their intuition, their clairvoyance, and their ability to use earth and earth and universal energies to transform themselves and others. The reason I said university is I was thinking ahead a bit, just a little bit about my background if you're new to me. I have a background in science. I managed a research lab in reproductive endocrinology, looking at the effects of estrogen and progesterone on the tissues in a woman's body at one of the top medical research institutions in the world, which is the University of California Medical School in San Francisco. And I did that for 11 years. I work with Fortune 100 companies on leadership development, team development, communication, influence. And I've been an NLP trainer since 1985. And I've been blessed to have amazing spiritual teachers and people who've just opened me up and helped me. Everything from very Western style healers and psychics and energy workers to working with Hindu saints, to getting two empowerments from the Dalai Lama, working with, oh gosh, I was finding out there, working with a Philippine psychic healer who was totally amazing, just a lot of different people. And I'm the kind of person, I take the best of everything I've learned and then I put that together to make something unique, which is Energetic NLP. And I've been doing this for 34 years, at least 35 years. And we've developed a lot of things that are unique to Energetic NLP, and that's been done by my students and graduates, the people I've trained, and myself. We've really been developing the field. So, again, today's subject, what inspired this today, I was going to do something else. And when I recorded this, and it doesn't matter what's going on when you actually watch this, because these sort of things cycle through, but right now there's all this fear about the coronavirus, pandemic, financial markets being in trouble, stock markets going way down. And I think a lot of that's, I think there's a lot more fear than it needs to be. We've gotten through epidemics before, we'll get through this one. And at the same time, it's just a perfect example how we take these really wonderful human emotions, and you might not think they're wonderful, but we'll talk about that. The really wonderful human emotions of fear and anxiety, and then we misuse them. And so let me explain what I mean about that. So when we get to the energy spa session of this, you're going to connect your inner wisdom and spirit to your anxiety and fear, so that anxiety and fear becomes the trigger for being guided and supported by your spirit and by your inner wisdom. So the function of anxiety and fear is really, really important. The functions of them are to warn us that there either is danger or there could be danger. So fear typically is we believe, and it may or may not be true, that we're in danger in some way or something important to us is in danger. Anxiety is about the future, even though it may be a couple seconds from now. So anxiety is that something bad may happen. So fear is a more immediate feeling of of some kind of a threat to something that's important to us, or ourselves, or someone we love. And anxiety is about anywhere from a couple of seconds from now to it could be years from now. There's people who are 20 who are anxious about what's going to happen when they're 90. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the function, think about if you could design a human being who never had anxiety and never had fear, what problems would they have? Well, the answer is they'd have tons of problems. Anybody who's taught a teenager how to drive, or anybody how to drive, you want them to feel confident, but you want them to have a little bit of fear. You want them to go, gee, it's raining really hard, maybe I should slow down. At least have some anxiety about it. You don't want to be so anxious or afraid that it's debilitating and stops you from doing what you should do and need to do and want to do. But some anxiety and fear is really, really great, because we were designed to have anxiety and fear as like an alarm bell. So even if you think of something about your mobile phone, your cell phone, it rings, or it vibrates. It does something to let you know somebody's calling. Well, that's fantastic, because if you have that turned off, you miss the calls, you miss the messages. And if it's important, that's a problem. Now, but what would happen if when the phone rang, it just kept ringing? So you're trying to talk to somebody and it's going ring, bang, whatever you're set to. It's making all these loud, weird noises, and you're trying to have this conversation. Well, obviously, that took something that was good, this alert, this letting you know, be aware of something, this signal. But then when the signal keeps going beyond when you've actually responded to the signal, then it's a problem. So I hope this is making sense. And you can put it in the comment box, those of you that are watching this when I'm doing it first broadcast. You can let me know, does this make sense? Do you have questions about what I'm saying? Because this is one of the critical things I learned in NLP, particularly from my primary mentor, Leslie Cameron Bandler, who is just an amazing human being, and was a fabulous teacher, and amazing at transforming people's lives. And I'm still in awe of things I saw her do. And she talked about there's no such thing as a negative emotion. Just get rid of that concept. You want to have as many possible emotions as possible. They all give more flexibility to make life incredible. The only problem is the emotions themselves, the feelings, are signals. They're supposed to get your attention. The problem is when people get in this programmed loop and they just stay in the anxiety or stay in the fear. So when we're working optimally, fear, anxiety triggers us to get curious or be careful and be determined, or like say driving, maybe to slow down. And there's somebody who almost got in a huge car accident once, years and years ago, being on a bridge, and I didn't slow down the rain. Nobody else was either, but that didn't matter. And if I hadn't been, I think, really protected energetically, and that's a whole story I tell in some of the trainings, but literally when my car was hydroplaning into a wall, I could feel I was protected. And it was the kind of situation, if I'd hit even one car, we would all spun around in this heavy rain on a bridge, and nobody would have been able to stop. So it would have been one of those 30, 50 car pileups. I mean, literally. It was a great lesson in okay, I should have had more anxiety. I should have had more fear. Not to the extent where I wouldn't drive, but where I would have slowed down. So I'm belaboring this a little bit, but I really urge you, get rid of this whole idea that there are negative emotions. If you're stuck in an emotional state, that's negative. If it's firing off when you don't need it, that's negative. And for those of you that are familiar with energetic NLP, you know that if somebody is chronically anxious, it's because they've absorbed the energy of anxiety from other people and perhaps from other lifetimes, and it's just running, and it doesn't have a logic behind it anymore. It's just a program that fits some other person, some other time, some other place, maybe fit your childhood. But now it just gives you ongoing anxiety. So there's nothing wrong with anxiety. There's nothing wrong with fear. It's just, are they being triggered by programs inappropriately? So sort of like having a thermostat in your house that's set wrong so that it's, it's heating up your house so much that it could kill you, and, anxiety and fear are health threatening, besides threatening the whole quality of life. But you need to have them. You need to have appropriate anxiety and appropriate fear, but then the goal is to connect it to your own inner wisdom, to your spiritual guidance, so you don't stay in fear and anxiety, you use it. If you listen to the top performers in the world, whether they're dancers or singers or actors, a lot of them feel a lot of fear before performance. A lot of speakers do. But then they channel it, and they channel it into another state. And so it goes from something that holds them back to something that propels them forward. And again, in the case of anxiety and fear, you might, sometimes being curious is a really powerful place to go next. Like, is there really anything to be afraid of? Or if there is, what can I do about it? Or determination or confidence. It depends on the situation, but your inner wisdom and spirit will figure that out. So please let me know if this is making sense to you. You can just put in a yes, looking at the comments. Eleanor's saying, if you work with horses, you really need to test those feelings. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but that sounds really, really intriguing. And I think I know what you mean by that. And that if you're feeling fear or anxiety, there may very well be a good reason for it. But again, so the goal is not to get rid of it. It's to use it as an alarm, as a signal that propels you into a way to deal with it well. Now, in longer programs, there's a lot we can do with this. For right now, we're going to focus on one really important part of it, and that is we're going to use the energy to clear blocks to this and then open up your ability that whatever parts of your unconscious mind are creating the fear or the anxiety or whatever parts of your conscious mind, the fear and anxiety immediately start connecting you to your inner wisdom and your spirit so that you're guided and supported and know what to do. And I don't want to take your time to tell stories now, but I'm sure all of you have had experiences where you just knew something. You knew to avoid something or to do something or even something that didn't quite make sense. You knew that was what's going to take care of the situation. Those are examples of, or maybe you knew that a person, even though they seem nice and charming, and other people really liked them, you went, I don't know, something's not right here. And then later found out maybe they were not the nicest person in the world. They were charming, but not high integrity. Parts of us know this. Our spirit and our inner wisdom can know this and can guide us and support us. So we move out of the anxiety, out of the fear, and we move in to being guided, supported, and then working with the situation. Okay, a couple of things before we get started. If you're new to these sessions, never, ever, ever listen to any of my talks or sessions when you're driving. Whether you believe in remote energy work or not, and I assure you it's true, you're going to find out in a minute, energies will be coming into your energy field as you listen to this. And the energies are designed to get you to go inward and make deep changes. That's not the way you want to be when you're driving. So this is a place where you want to have, if you're listening to this while you're driving, please have some anxiety and fear. Turn it off. You can listen to the recording at some other time. Okay, so take a couple easy deep breaths. And again, if you're new to this, if you feel the energy, that's great. If you don't feel it, perfectly great. Some of the best energy work I've ever received, I didn't feel it when I was receiving it. It was only later, sometimes later that same day, sometimes over the coming days where I noticed like something happened there, something shifted. So again, if you feel it, wonderful. And I train people to become aware of energies in my programs, but you don't need to be. As long as you don't analyze this while it's going on, you'll do a little bit of that, but you can block this. So if you don't give permission for this to happen, nothing's being forced on you. So you have to set your intention, which we'll do in a minute. You have to give permission, which we'll do in a minute. And then if you find yourself analyzing the process or yourself or going, am I doing it right? Or I'm not sure I'm feeling it, or should I be feeling it? Or I think I was sleeping, which, by the way, if you think that, totally fine. Because like I said, the energy puts a lot of people into altered states. So the point of all this is worry about it later, analyze it later. It's recorded. You can analyze it to death later if you want. You can analyze it for the next 90 years. For right now, just go, okay, whatever happens, happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it only took about 35, 40 minutes of my time, so not the end of the world. You got to see this beautiful day we're having in Los Angeles. I wish I could show you the real view, but then the ocean's beautiful today. But then I would maybe, when the lighting's that strong behind me, then I become a mysterious shadow figure. But this is a little bit of the view of, I live in the hills, and you can see higher up in the canyon behind me. Out this way is the ocean, but can't show it to you. Okay, easy deep breaths. Now, a couple more concepts. The energy's already starting to flow. In energetic NLP, you always put your inner wisdom and your spirit in charge of what happens for you. So not what I think you need, and hopefully not what you consciously think you need. We want to go beyond your conscious knowledge and limitations. When you deal with spirituality and energy work, you know, people have talked about for thousands of years that there's really isn't words for the complexity and the richness of it all. And we're human beings, and we're always going to try to put it into words. But for right now, just don't try to analyze it. Don't try to anything. Just let this happen. When your inner wisdom and your spirit work together, it forms something. And this is a unique concept to energetic NLP. So this isn't any other concept you've heard of. I've never heard anybody else talk about this. It's called your miraculous self. Your miraculous self. And your miraculous self is when your human inner wisdom and your individual spirit are completely aligned and working together. So when your inner human wisdom, your deep wisdom, and your spirit are completely aligned and working together. Because anywhere in your life that things are not going fantastically, really good chance they're not working in alignment. They don't automatically work in alignment. And to get them to be truly and deeply aligned is something, there's a lot involved in that. You have to work with your soul and your spirit and your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, and your body, with your karma, with spiritual contracts. And all of that together creates something we call whole being permission. Whole being permission. And that's when, again, every aspect of you, your spirit, your soul, your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, your body, your karma, and your spiritual contracts are all in alignment. And, you know, and that's something we do in the training programs. That's not something you can do in, you know, that's something that you keep working on. It's not like a finished goal. And I hope a lot of you will be inspired to work on it someday. For right now, though, if you give conscious permission, if you set your intention and give permission and go, so say to yourself something like, I'm forming my miraculous self right now. I'm strengthening my miraculous self right now. And I'm giving 100% permission for that to happen. So again, and if you don't remember the words I said, you can just say yes to what Art said. So again, set your intention that right now you're forming or strengthening your miraculous self, your inner wisdom and spirit working together, and you're giving 100% permission for that to happen. You have a right as a conscious being to just going, I'm giving 100% permission. Done. I don't care if I have unconscious programming or resistance. I'm giving permission. And for some of you, resistance, a lot of you, resistance will come up. You know, different kinds of thoughts or feelings. And just for right now, just be mindful of them, notice them, and you don't have to do anything with them. Don't fight them, don't suppress them, don't feed them. Just let them exist. And keep coming back to, I'm giving 100% permission. Excellent. And now give 100% permission for your miraculous self to be in charge right now. So I'm going to bring energies in for you. And one of my specialties is remote energy work, which anybody can learn to do. And I mean, anybody can learn to do it. It's what I teach. And it's incredible fun. And it's so empowering when you can work with people you love, even when you're not around them, or clients or friends. It's my some of you on this call are my clients from all over the world. Yeah, I work with people all over the world, and I can be sitting here on my deck enjoying this beautiful day and working with all of you. And again, anybody can learn how to do that. That's again what we teach. But for right now, my job is to get the energies flowing for you, a whole symphony of energies. Your own miraculous self will choose, oh, I want this energy, I want that energy, I don't want that one, I want this one. Just let your miraculous self choose the energies, and it will choose what it has the energies do in your unconscious mind and in your energy field, in your chakras, in your aura, in your energy channels. And right now, energies are coming in to clear anything that would block you from connecting your anxiety and fear to your miraculous self, so that the anxiety and the fear immediately triggers your miraculous self coming in to nurture you, guide you, and support you. And notice I said anything, not everything. We're not going to get everything in one session, and you can listen to this recording again in the future. So just whatever's the right amount for right now, just let your own miraculous self identify it and use these energies to start dissolving the blocks, healing them, dissolving them, sending other people's energy back to them or into the earth to be recycled, sending past life energies back to past lives along with healing energies, sending energies to your own past, energies to heal traumas and problems and fears and anxieties you had in the past. Just give your miraculous self permission to figure that all out and do it. You just get to relax. Take some easy deep breaths. Relax your shoulders and your neck and your jaw. Easy deep breaths. Let go of effort and control. Let your miraculous self do the controlling. Easy deep breaths. Take a couple easy deep breaths, no effort, let go of expectations, just be in the moment. There's no right way to respond. Just let yourself respond. And while that continues, now energies are coming in to create the pathways, the neural and energetic pathways, so that now and more automatically, as soon as you get anxious, as soon as you feel fear, immediately your miraculous self comes in and starts guiding and supporting you. Again, we're not suppressing anxiety, we're not suppressing fear, we're using it as a signal to go to being guided and supported. Being motivated, which I haven't mentioned yet, include the idea that your miraculous self will motivate you to do whatever you should be doing to deal with the anxiety or fear. And sometimes it's just not do anything or relax. And again, when I'm first recording this, there's a stock market thing going on in the coronavirus, which is all interrelated. But we live in a complex world, and as you've noticed, there's like waves of fear going through humanity. Whether it's about climate change or Brexit, whatever side you are on that, or elections, or the economy, or health, or viruses, or whatever. So that's not going to stop. But what can start happening is that anxiety and fear trigger your own miraculous self. So take a deep breath, give 100% permission for those connections to be created and strengthened and made automatic. And as part of that, sometimes in the future, your response to anxiety and fear will be you'll just get a clear message from your miraculous self like, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, that is a fantastic feeling when you get like, there's nothing you need to do. There's, just leave it alone. It's fine. And other times it's like, get into action, do this, run like hell. It could be anything. It depends on the situation. But your miraculous self will figure that out. And I just offer this if it appeals to you. If not, just ignore it. But I sometimes like to imagine that this is energies coming in that are rewiring me, like you'd rewire a house or a computer or anything else, like fixing the wiring, upgrading it. So wiring in this whole relationship between fear, anxiety, and my miraculous self. In fact, Olive Hickmott, who's on this, wrote the first book actually on energetic NLP, and there are cartoon characters in it. I was one of them. I think I'm an electrician in it, in fact. And I recommend all of Hickmott's books, as a matter of fact. And I wasn't intending to do this, but let's do a quick bonus thing. And if you don't believe in the idea that there are guides or consciousnesses or angels or whatever you want to call them that help us, you can just ignore this. But one of the things we do in energetic NLP is every now and then we upgrade our guides. So give permission right now for your miraculous self to bring in a new guide, especially to help you with fear and anxiety. Again, not to suppress it, but to feel it appropriately, and that can guide you into using fear and anxiety as this incredible forces to propel your life forward. Again, so many of the most successful people in the world talk about the role of fear and anxiety in their life. That they use it as a trigger, and they even have fun with it. And if you're going, how do you have fun with it? And this may not be your thing, but why do you think people go on roller coasters or see scary movies? Now, you may not like those particular things, but it just demonstrates it is possible to even have fun with our anxiety and fear when that's appropriate. There we go. And if you want that, again, give your miraculous self 100% permission to identify the guide that it wants and to create the relationship with that guide. So that guide can guide you, support you, advise you, particularly around fear and anxiety and responding well to them. Well, responding fantastically to them. Okay, now we're going to bring in energies to help you process and integrate what we've done. Easy deep breaths. We'll be finishing up soon. A couple of really important things, and we're going to do a quick energy thing at the end, so do try to stay to the end, which is within 5 minutes at the most. It's important to drink water after you do energy work because your body and your energy field are intertwined. Your body, your energy field, your spirit. So as you heal your energy field and improve it, your body now has permission to realign and improve. But it also does biochemical changes. It literally releases things by doing physical changes inside you. So if you drink water, it helps to sort of flush that out. If you don't drink water, sometimes, tomorrow you might feel a little groggy or something in the morning or even a little headachy. So drink water. It's also important to move, stretch a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything extensive, but again, your body wants to realign. You could take a warm shower or a bath or a little walk, or, if you do intense yoga or workouts or run, feel free to do something intense, but at least just do something easy, light, stretch a little bit, and just feel that your body kind of, just real lightly wants to realign itself. Now, sometimes after energy work, emotions come up, and that's part of the healing sometimes. They're old stored emotions or other people's emotions that you're releasing. So, and that could happen now, it could happen later, it could happen tomorrow, even a couple of days from now. So if emotions come up for you over the next couple of days, just go, oh, I must be releasing that. That's good. You don't have to analyze it or do anything with it, and don't blame it on other people, at least for a couple of days. It's a great thing to do for your entire lifetime. Not that I can say I'm the paragon of virtue in this. I get better and better. But at least for the next couple of days, own your emotions and don't pin them on people, even if it makes sense. So if you're releasing irritation, sometimes people kind of psychically pick up on it unconsciously, and they'll be irritating. Part of them goes, oh, you want to work on irritation? Okay. So for the next couple of days at least, just whatever emotions come up, unless you're really enjoying them, and then if you want to blame somebody else for enjoying them, that's fine. But if you're not enjoying them, just go, okay, maybe I'm just clearing something. Right now I'm just going to completely own my emotions, whether they deserve blame or not. I'm just going to take full credit for my response to it. And you just see how that goes. So again, if emotions don't come up, that's fine. If emotions do come up, that's fine. If you were really sleepy during the session, that's fine. If you were wide awake, that's fine. However you responded is fine. And this recording, it will be up at least for a while on YouTube and on the Facebook, on the Energetic NLP page on Facebook. So if you just search for that. They're not going to be up forever. But I do encourage you in a few days, if you can, or a week, to watch this again. Because each time you do it, this will get stronger. These are not, the reason I have training programs is, like anything else, in a particular session, we can accomplish a lot. And whatever you cleared and healed, you cleared and healed. But to really wire in these new responses, sometimes it happens immediately, boom, done. And sometimes it takes some time. There needs to be more clearing, more wiring in. So you'll have the recording available at least for a while. Might I suggest you could do a watch party, and then other people can join in. And the reason I mention a watch party if you're on Facebook, two reasons. One is that more people the bigger reason is more people get to enjoy it. But Facebook looks at will show, how things will just show up on your Facebook page, your news feed. And Facebook's doing all this analysis of what they think is worthwhile and what they think you're interested in. So the more you comment on these, the top thing, if you share it, they think it's really good. Share it or watch party then they really go, wow, okay, we'll show this to more people. Next is commenting, which is really powerful. And next are the little likes and hearts. And so all of those help. And then more people will organically get access to this. So that would be my request, is that you do that. It's easy enough to do. And I do definitely, whether you do it as a watch party or just do it by yourself, I do recommend you watch this at least one more time. Again, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're experiencing it. I want to ask your unconscious mind and your miraculous self to make sure that if you're doing anything after the session, particularly something like driving, but anything that requires safety, I want your unconscious mind and miraculous self to turn down the processing and make sure you're naturally safe, naturally alert, naturally safe, naturally alert. Then when you're sleeping tonight and for the next 3 nights, a portion of the time when you're sleeping, not all night, but just a portion of the time, your unconscious mind can review what we've done. And it will review it with your miraculous self. And when they review it, they'll infuse it with your inner wisdom. They'll infuse it with your knowledge, information, skills, and abilities from your spirit. They'll make it richer and stronger. They'll more deeply and automatically connect fear and anxiety to your miraculous self and to your new guide. It'll be made richer, stronger, higher, deeper, more multidimensional, and most especially more automatically integrated into your life, so that while you sleep soundly, deeply, wake up feeling refreshed, it'll be being automatically integrated into your life. I do these Facebook Lives most Thursdays, so do let other people know about them. That would be fantastic, and join in yourself. And again, at least for a while, they'll be on the Facebook page or on YouTube. And for the Facebook page, if you look up Energetic NLP, and be sure to like the page. If you haven't liked the page, like it. If you click on where it says videos, you'll have a list of whatever the current Energetic NLP Energy Spa sessions that I have on there. And I am going to start removing some of them fairly soon. So it'd be good to watch them. Anyways, I feel blessed and appreciative that you've joined me on this, including the people who watch this later. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but if you do watch it later, it's just as powerful as a recording. If you pretend it's happening right now when you watch it again, you will access the energies, and they'll update for what's going on for you now. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening or day. It's kind of perfect timing. The sun is just coming out right now so that it's in my face. So that worked out perfectly. I hope whatever the weather is where you are, you're having a beautiful day. And I look forward to speaking to you in the next session and hopefully seeing you sometime in one of the programs. And if you're not on my mailing list, go to enlp7.com and sign up. enlp7.com. Bye, thanks. And you can still comment and stuff even in a video.